Hey everyone, it's Natasha here. So today's my birthday. Yay! So I thought I haven't really posted a video in such a long time that I thought if well, there's a story behind why I'm posting this video today. There's a few reasons why. So the other day I was praying because I do pray these days. I was praying and I was like, God, if I get to see my birthday, I am going to put myself in front of a camera and I'm going to record myself and I'm going to put it online. I'm actually going to do it because it's been so long since I've made a video. And this is me doing just that. Okay, me keeping my promise because I'm still here, still breathing. Um, well, first of all, before I even get started, uh, excuse the thin eyebrows. Okay, I have zero makeup on, as you can see. The only thing I'm wearing right now is some coconut oil on my lips. I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of coconut oil. That's it, because that was the closest thing that I had to me. I'm like, okay, I don't feel like going and putting on makeup and getting lip gloss, none of that. So just a little bit of coconut oil, and that's it. Nothing else. Okay, this is what 49 looks like. All right, guys, this is what 49 looks like. So today for my birthday, I'm like, okay, so if I do make a video, what am I going to talk about? And I prayed about that. I actually prayed about that before making this video. I'm like, what do I talk about? I don't want to just come on here and just be like, it's my birthday. Okay, bye. You know? So, but then God put it on my heart. Why don't you share life lessons, like maybe 3 life lessons that you've learned in your 49 years on this planet? And so I'm like, you know what? I accept that challenge. I will do that. I will talk about the 3 top life lessons that I've learned in my time here on this planet. Okay. So lesson number one, and if you see me look down, it's because I took notes because I'm kind of like all over the place, and I wanted to make sure that I can stay on track. So yes, I'm looking down, looking at my notes. The first lesson that I've learned that life has taught me is to not put off anything until tomorrow that I can do today. So basically, to not procrastinate. So I'm a firm believer that if you're watching this video, the life lessons that I'm about to share with you, you're meant to hear it, okay? Now, if there's anything that you've been wanting to do, if there's anything that you've been planning on doing, so long as it's not harmful to you or someone else, I want to make sure that I preface that. But if there's something that's been on your heart to do, that's been on your mind to do, maybe an idea, an invention or something, and you've been thinking, oh, I could just put it off until sometime down the line, maybe a few years from now, whatever. Don't put it off anymore. Do it. I'm here. I've been sent to tell you that this is the time to start it. I think the reason why this message was put on my heart today is because I don't know if, see, I don't watch the news, but I only have to spend 2 minutes on social media to know that there's a lot going on in the world right now. All right. And if you learn nothing else from everything that's happening in the world right now, learn this one lesson. Life is very fleeting and it is not guaranteed. We are not guaranteed the next 5 minutes, much less a month from now, 5 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. We're not guaranteed any of it. The past no longer exists and the future does not exist yet. The only thing that exists, the only thing we have really is the present moment. That's it. If you have this idea that's been brewing inside of you for a long time, start working on it now. All right? The worst that can happen is you'll work on it, and maybe it doesn't turn out the way you expected. So what? Now you can check it off your bucket list. Now you can say, I did that. I did it. It's done. And now I know what happens if I tried that. That's it. It's really that simple. But imagine if it turns out better than you ever imagined. And you would have never experienced that if you had continued to put it off. Do you see what I mean? So start it. Do it. So long as it's not harmful to you or someone else. I have to preface that, y'all, because some of y'all are wild, okay? Some of y'all are too much. So I want to make sure that I preface that. I don't want anyone coming back to me and saying, well, Natasha said, do it. And so I just went out and I did it. I punched that person right in the throat. Please don't do that, okay? I'm talking about, you know what I mean, that invention, that project, that idea, that you've been nursing, but that you've been too afraid to start. Do it now. Start doing it. Start it. Don't put it off anymore. So that's lesson one. Life has taught me this lesson because I've lived with a lot of regrets from things that I could have done years ago. That if I had done them years ago, my life would be completely different today. But I didn't do them. I put them off, I procrastinated, and now I can't go back. There's no going back. I have to just live with the choices that I made back then. And that's lesson number one. So now we move on to lesson number two. All right. Now, this lesson here, if there's any of you who's watching this video right now who are going through a dark night of the soul, like you're really going through it, you're struggling, and you probably feel like there's no one you can really talk to about your struggles because they probably won't understand. Well, let me tell you, okay? You are appreciated. You are loved. And this world needs you. Whatever you're going through, I want you to know you are appreciated, you are loved, and this world needs you. This world needs your voice. It needs the lessons that you're learning from whatever it is that you're going through. It needs your experience. It needs you. The world would not be the same without you. I'm just letting you know right now. So no matter what you're going through right now, don't quit. Don't give up. Just hang in there. You're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. There's a point where you hit rock bottom and the only way you can go is up. You're going to get through it. I promise you. And no matter how bleak it may look, just remember this. The world needs you. The world needs your experience. The world needs your life lessons. You are loved, you are appreciated, and you are needed. All right? All right. So that's number two. Now, the third lesson that I wanted to share. All right? Now, this one is one that I definitely have personal experience with. I have personal experience with all of them, to be quite honest with you, but this one in particular. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. Okay? If someone hurts you and you're holding on to that anger, that resentment, that bitterness, it's not that anger and that bitterness and that resentment that you're holding on to, it's not doing anything to them. Not really. Especially if you're not communicating with that person anymore. They're living their best life. But then you're being affected every time you think about them. Every time their name is mentioned, you feel that sting. You see them walking down the street, or maybe it's a coworker. You pass them in the hallway. You feel that sting. You feel that, It's harming you. It's not harming them. So forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. That's not to say that when someone harms you, you're supposed to tolerate it and keep accepting disrespect or abuse or anything like that. No, 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 no. What you do, or at least what I would do, if someone hurts me, I remove myself from that situation. You know, I don't have to share my energy with that person anymore. I remove myself. But then once I remove myself from that situation and I set up my boundaries, then what I do is I release it. I let it go. If you're a believer in God or a higher power, you give it to God. But say you don't believe in a higher power, then you just release it to the universe. Just let it go. And understand that you letting it go does not mean that you're tolerating any toxicity from that person. No, it means that you're releasing it. So that way, this person no longer has an emotional hold over you anymore. So now when their name is mentioned, you feel nothing. No sting, nothing, because you've released them. If you see them walking down the hallway or down the street, go in peace. They have no effect over you anymore. You're free. You're at peace. You've let them go. Now, this lesson was actually one of the hardest ones for me to learn. But once I learned it, my life has been so much more peaceful. People don't have power over me anymore because I don't hold on to resentment. I say what I need to say, I set my boundaries, and then I move on. It's that simple. So, yeah, those are the three lessons that I wanted to share with y'all today. I'm slowly becoming an elder, and I'm like, all these experiences that I've had, I might as well start sharing them. Maybe someone might find them useful. You know what I'm saying? So, anyhow, now that I've shared these lessons, I wanted to also share with you. Um, okay, so as you know, about a couple of months ago, maybe I shared a post where I was telling you guys that I lost my job back in March, right? And so ever since then, I've been looking for work. The job market is not fun right now. It pretty much sucks. And so I've been trying to find different ways to make money while I continue to look for work. And so I wanted to share with you also some of the offerings that I have now. Today is my birthday. So if you're feeling so inclined and you're feeling generous, anything that you choose to check out and purchase from me that I'm offering is going to definitely support me and my son. Because, like I said, I lost my job back in March and we've been hustling. I've been hustling to keep the roof over our head. And somehow, miraculously, God has provided a way. Okay. I've been able to pay my rent every month somehow, despite the fact that I'm not working. I've been able to pay my rent. I've been able to keep the electricity on. We have food, we have a warm bed to sleep in, we have clothes to wear. I mean, I'm grateful and I feel completely blessed, right? And I'd like to keep it that way. When I was in my youth, I used to be like a hippie, okay? And my attitude was if I lost my job, I know that I could always crash at my brother's house or at my sister's house or my cousin, like I always had somewhere that I can crash. But now I have a child. I'm a single mom. And I have a child who's on the spectrum. He's autistic and he has ADHD. And he's also very musically inclined. So he needs room to roam. He needs a space where he can create his music in peace. The days of me, crashing at in someone's house are done. I need to be able to take care of myself and my family. So I'm just trying to find different ways to do that. And so that's what these offerings are. If in case you're not aware, if you check out the links in my bio, I do have an Etsy shop where I sell art prints. Some of them like the original art prints and digital art and the digital version of my coloring book along with coloring pages. And so if you're into art, you can definitely check out my Etsy shop. For others of you who are not into art but you're into tarot, I'm currently offering email tarot readings. I'm not sure how long I'm going to continue offering it, but I am offering it for now. I used to offer it back in the day, like years ago, to the public, and then life got really busy and I just didn't have time to offer it anymore. But now, since I have more time on my hand, I thought, why not start offering it again, at least until I get a job, until I'm working full time. And then I might take it away, once I start working. But, it's there for those of you who might be interested in that. Um, Another thing too that I'm offering, and this is what I wanted to end this video with. So what most of you guys may not know about me is that I was born with congenital hip dysplasia, and I've had 4 operations on my right leg and hips, and they were considered failed operations, unfortunately. And so as a result, I have like 1.5 inch discrepancy from my right leg to my left. And so basically, I've walked with a limp my whole life. And I remember before we moved from New Jersey to Florida, years ago when I was still like, I don't know, maybe I was 8 or 9. I remember we went to the doctor and the doctors told my mother that I wouldn't walk past puberty. And I am so glad that we didn't listen to the doctors back then because I am still walking and I am 49. But unfortunately, about a year ago, I was diagnosed with arthritis of my left hip. And I think it has something to do with the elevation of where I've moved to because I live in high elevation now. I live like in the mountains. So I think that played a big role. The doctor said that, the change of the pressure can affect the joints. And so, yeah, that's something that I'm still looking into. But as a result of having arthritis of the hip, I started researching different ways to deal with it naturally because the doctor basically told me, and he showed me that my hip bone and my leg bone were literally like this, like bone on top of bone, no cartilage. And he said that the only option was surgery. That's the only thing that would help with the pain. And I was like, there has to be another option. He was like, well, you could do steroid injections and you can do painkillers, but that's about it. And so I started looking for natural remedies because one of the painkillers, let me see if I still have it here. I think I put it away. It's some weird medication that's supposed to be a painkiller specifically for arthritis. So it's like an NSAID, but it targets the joints. And one of the first warnings on there was that it can cause heart attack and stroke. And I'm like, yo, no, no, that's not acceptable. I don't want to take something that will take the pain away but kill me at the same time. No, dude. So I started looking into natural ways to deal with the pain, and I started looking at the different studies that's been done and stuff like that, and that led me to a few supplements that I've been experimenting with. I don't know if you guys have heard of undonatured type 2 collagen. That's a good one, to look into, and like boswellia and things like that. So I've been experimenting with this, and I've put together this kit of everything that I've learned so far about how to deal with arthritis pain naturally. Everything that I've learned. And this kit is broken down into 6 parts. So instead of, because at first I was going to write like this one ebook, with everything in it, but then I'm like, who's going to sit there and read through all that? I know me. I'm pretty sure I have undiagnosed ADHD. Okay, and I wouldn't be able to read through all that. So I'm like, let me break it up into parts. So this kit that I put together, first of all, it's an instant download, so it's not something that I have to mail to you. You can like download it and start reading it right away. It basically consists of 6 parts. There's like a quick start guide, which basically gives you like how to get started right away, up implementing some of the suggestions that I make in this kit. There's also like a 7-day meal plan, 7-day anti-inflammatory meal plan, and it's not meant to be prescriptive or like you have to follow it to the T. No, it's basically just meant to give you a guideline of different things that you can eat that can support reducing inflammation. That's it. That's all it's meant to be. So basically, you can take these recipes, try them out, see which ones you like. I even included like a blank chart so that way you can create your own 7-day meal plan. So if you don't want to follow the one that I suggest, you can create your own. You can pick out the recipes that seem appealing to you and then try them out. Why not? The kit includes a supplement research guide, and of course, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. It includes a supplement research guide, which shows the studies that I've looked at, and it gives like recommended dosage, what time of day to take, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just supplements that you can buy on Amazon or at the health food store. Nothing like whoa, like I'm not here selling supplements. I'm not selling supplements. I'm just letting you know in this kit the ones that I'm currently using to help reduce inflammation and help me deal with the pain naturally. There's a daily pain tracker, which basically you can print out and you can keep track of, how you're doing, what's working, what's not working. Okay. And again, this is all biohacking 101. All right. For arthritis, that is, so um, there's a morning and evening routine PDF that has like links to a few exercises that you can try out that can help lubricate the joints, get the joints going in a gentle way. See which ones work for you, which ones don't. And it should give you an idea so that if you don't like any of the exercises I suggest, you can go on YouTube and look up other exercises that can help with whatever type of arthritis you're dealing with. Um, and also, there's an emergency flare protocol. And this is basically like a PDF that gives you a lot of tips and suggestions on ways that you can instantly deal with, like if you have like a sudden flare up. Like, let's say you went, you're doing well, you're feeling less pain, and you decide to go for a jog. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have like an arthritis flare up. This emergency protocol will kind of give you some tips and things that you can do naturally at home that can kind of help get you some relief quickly, what I'm saying, or as quickly as possible. So yeah, it's just a kit that I've put together. It's a 6-part kit. And a lot of time and energy went into it, because it's basically the kit that I wish I had when I first found out that I had arthritis, basically. And now I'm putting it together, and that's another offering, that I'm selling. It's like, it's only $27, and it comes with everything, all the research, all the work that I've done, all the research and stuff in this kit, and I'm hoping that it will be as valuable to someone else as it's been for me. So, and those are my offerings right now. And of course, if you're not interested in any of that, I am very open to donation. If you go to the important links on my bio, it has all the different ways that you can support. My brother did start a GoFundMe for me a while back, and at first I told him to make me anonymous, but I finally decided to step out of the shadows and admit that it's me that he was trying to help. So if you want to donate through that, you can through the GoFundMe. But also, there's Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of it is welcome. If you feel like being generous, want to give a homegirl a birthday gift, I would greatly appreciate it, because all of it is just going to go towards helping me and my son, keep a roof over our heads and keep food on the table until I can get full-time work. So anyways, that's what I have for today, my life lessons, my offerings. That's all I have. That's it. I think I've kept you long enough. Think if you're still listening, if after all this talking that I've done, you're still here, you're a real one. I'm telling you, man, you're a real one. You're a real one. Many blessings to you for hanging out with me today on my birthday. And I pray that your life is blessed in many ways. I pray that the lessons that I've shared have added some kind of value to your life. And I really appreciate you hanging out and spending this time with me. So that's all I have for now. Have a great rest of your day.